Pub Sports Radio Top 25 College Basketball Cupcake Countdown is one of the most delicious, sought after cupcakes on the market today. It's the chocolate red velvet cupcake, and I've used it to describe a college basketball program that just brings a smile to my face, joy to my life, and money to my bank account. And that is the Grand Canyon. All right. Well, with Grand Canyon, they are a phenomenal home court environment team. They're going to have fans at their home games. They're going to have capacity fans at their home games. And Coach Bryce Drew has landed at a spot, and he's going to do more than Dan Marley did. I know it. You know it. We know what the coaches with the last name Drew do at the D1 level, and that's win, 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 baby. So chocolate red velvet was a appropriate cupcake to associate and tie to Grand Canyon. And when we're talking about a temperature, this is a team that is brewing, They won this conference last year, yet they're getting no respect this year because of the new additions and because of the roster additions at New Mexico State. But they're going from a post-reliant, post-scoring heavy offense to a very fluid backcourt, high-flying, jump shot shooting offense. So this team now is going to shoot a lot of threes, and we're used to seeing that with Coach Bryce Drew teams, most recently at Vanderbilt. I think that there's going to be a lot of screening motion offense being ran, and that's obviously going to open up a lot of three-point shots. I think that with a small but talented front court compared to the front court that they had last year, they're going to be longer, they're going to be bouncier, they're going to be more athletic. And I think that with a guy like Tayshaun Cherry, he could be the X factor in that pick and roll defense with that new front court pieces. So look out for Tayshaun Cherry, the Arizona State transfer. Look out for the fact that they added all these quality pieces. Like Walter Ellis from Bucknell may be one of the best three-point shooters, if not the best three-point shooter in the WAC conference by the end of the season. So there is the quality right there to get something done for Grand Canyon. They're going to have to stay healthy. They're going to have to stay effective, and they're going to have to be able to change their styles up in game to be able to take advantage of their opponents on the road in conference. When it comes to player to watch, you already see his name on the screen. That's Holland Woods, the Arizona State transfer via Portland State. And this is a guy that can play with Javon Blackshear. They can form the most dangerous backcourt duo in the conference. He has a brilliant quick first step. He's a fantastic ball hawk, ball defender. And that's the kind of guy that you need, let alone his defensive and non-scoring tangibles that he brings. He's also a guy I'm projecting to average over 15 points per game and 3.6 assists per game. So Holland Woods is definitely a guy that is going to really help determine the fate of this Grand Canyon team. And with so much backcourt reliance that I'm perceiving them to have this year, he's critical. As far as gambling on this team, this is a team where I just like to take team total overs with them. They're a team at home that can lock you down defensively, but they can still put up 85 on you. And I'm going to be looking to bet them ATS in spots that I perceive as route spots. I think that the lesser the opponent, the better when it comes to betting on Grand Canyon on the spread full game. And I think that's something that didn't change and will not change this year is unders at home. Unders at a home fave. They played 8 games where that situation came up and they were 1-7 to the under on the closing number. I think that's an area that we can attack. And more importantly, now that the books have added these same game parlays on the majority of legal books, I think that that's something that we definitely will be looking at attacking. You get a nice plus money price. Everybody likes a parlay. And when it comes to Grand Canyon winning at home and games staying under, that's something that we can exploit. The game that I chose to circle and give out in the video is the first day of the season. Let's get started early with Grand Canyon. Let's not let them have a night off without us cashing a ticket on them. So let's take that November 9th game against Grambling State. If we see a line that is if we see a line that's less than 15 and a half, we're going to be jumping all over Grand Canyon on the spread full game. And if we see a total that's higher than 143 and a half, what we got to do? We got to take a home under. So let's rock out with our cocks out, chocolate red velvet style, Grand Canyon style. They're coming for the WAC title. They're the reigning defending champs. They want some respect, and they're going to get it, and they're going to get us some cash while they're at it. The next cupcake in the Pub Sports Radio Top 25 Cupcake Countdown is a delicious cupcake, a obscure cupcake, a cupcake that you probably wish that you had one right now. It's the Cookie Monster Cupcake, and I use it to describe a monster college basketball betting program, and that is the Missouri State Bears, coached by Dana Ford in Springfield, Missouri, home of the Simpsons. I'll tell you, the Cookie Monster Cupcake is the perfect cupcake description for Missouri State because they are a monster. They're a monster to the over. They're a monster to the ATS at home. And I think that they're going to be able to do even more damage in a heavily top-heavy Missouri Valley Conference this year. This is a team that, if you want to talk about team temperature, you describe it simply as sizzling, because there may be 3 dogs ahead of Missouri State as far as the projections, but Missouri State is going to be the most profitable MVC team. So we're looking at a team that, first off, has the best post player in the conference. This is a deep team with the new additions in Jalen Minnette and Donovan Clay, who they poached from conference rival Valparaiso. Well, this is a group that also knows how to get to the free throw line, and they do it often. They are definitely a team that has some defensive question marks, but they have a couple solid 3-and-D guys and lots of room to improve. I think that this is a team that we have to just look at betting very simply. We look for clear talent mismatch games where they can take advantage ATS. We want to attack the bottom feeders. We want to attack the teams without chemistry and continuity, and we want to attack the teams that lost their senior or junior point guard. So when we talk about Missouri State, this is a team that we want to take overs with when you see a number less than 150. And if you did that last year, you're definitely going on a trip to the Bahamas and going to the casino. So let me tell you, a player to watch. I've already mentioned his name, Jalen Minnette. This is a guy that wanted to come to a program that shot a lot of threes and won basketball games, something that he did not do a lot of at IUPUI. I think that Jalen Minnette is a great high volume scorer for this scheme and for this program, and he's capable of playing on or off the ball. So he's going to work well with Isaiah Mosley. He's going to work well with Black and Sharp also. So this is a guy that does have some faults. Let's not beat around the bush and try and sell you a Fugazi. He is definitely a bit of a defensive liability, but room to improve in a winning program. And I just think that this is a perfect fit for what was already existing, and now you've added on to it being Dana Ford on the recruiting trail. This is a group that we are going to attack on November 17th for Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State is a team that did bring in Savion Flagg, but they are replacing Zach Nuttall. And if you watch Sam Houston State basketball with Zach Nuttall in the lineup, you know what a heart and soul type guy he is and how hard he's going to be replaced early on in the season. So because of that, like my guy Pick'em Paul would do, we're going to run a goddamn situational spot. If we see a line that is less than 8 points for Missouri State, we're going to get on that and we're going to beat it down. And if we see a line on that total less than 155 and a half, well, you know what we're going to do. We're going to do what was very profitable last year, and that is take full game overs with this Missouri State Bears team. So Let's rock out with a Cookie Monster cupcake with a Cookie Monster type program. Missouri State Bears, get your money. Let's get those overs. Let's get those ATS mismatch wins. And let's serve the bookie cock soup.